All right. You're just going to have to see my bed for now. All right. So this is a medicine talk time. That's better. So this is a medicine talk time. And I'm going to start off with Welcome to Be So Light. So I'm expecting individuals to pop on because I didn't get no notification that I was coming on. I'm just popping on. I'm drinking my gunpowder tea. I'll probably retitle this video to state it for when you have to really kind of tell the truth of your story. You tell the whole story. So yesterday I told y'all that I wanted to jump into when you're a teacher and you have to make the right decisions on what you're going to teach students your medicine, when you're going to walk with them, okay? So, bottom line is this. I personally know the trick of the trades because I had some pretty interesting people in my life that taught me about the dangers of their illness with alcohol and drugs, okay? And because I know what that is, I've been around it, I know how people can lie and manipulate and do certain things. I'm just not down with it. I pretty much I look for certain things. And when it comes to students, the first thing I'm going to be asking you, are you currently doing drugs? Are you drinking? If you're drinking, do you have support? Now, if I email you back and I ask you certain questions and you don't respond to it, already you're losing with me. Because if I'm asking you, which I ask everyone, why do you want to study this? How is this going to enhance what you're doing and being in the journey of your sole purpose? What do you currently do right now? How do you see this working with what you're doing? Okay, what is the interest part of why you want to study this? I ask this question. If I don't get a response from you and you skip over it and you're just trying to get to send me something, I'm not going to accept your money or your currency or your tobacco. Okay? Sometimes people need to tell the whole story. And then some people don't want to tell their story. They want to keep it all hush hush. So if you don't do your part, I'm not obligated to have you be in my teachings or what. I'm not obligated because you didn't do your part. And this is the part where you have to look at what do you need to heal? And why are you rushing to jump into something and you're going to do it your way? This is part of that. You're going to manipulate to get what you want, and it doesn't work like that. Not when you coming up against somebody that knows all about that. Okay? So when I say I'm very picky, I mean what I say. I'm picky. And it's because there's a lot of energy that goes into when you're learning this and what you're going to be stepping into. And I have a responsibility to the person that I'm teaching, one, to make sure I'm good in myself. Two, making sure that the person that I'm teaching is truthfully ready to step into the medicine. And it's someone that I'm going to work with, and they're not going to have some kind of hidden agenda behind them. There's energy that gives off on people when you see them having like this push, push, push. They got to get in. You're not ready yet. And if a medicine person tells you you're not ready yet, you need to honor that and respect it, because of the fact that, one, they're protecting you from a disaster. Two, they are not going to take you on because you're just not ready yet. You can't hold medicine if your vessel is all distorted still and has some issues. I'm not telling you have to be perfect. None of us are perfect. We all grow and learn in what we are here in life to do. Nobody's perfect. But when you're a teacher and you're teaching medicine, you have a responsibility. That's why you don't see that I have a whole bunch of videos. I think I'm up to, this is probably going to push me up to 900. Today is probably my 900 video. I've been on since 2018, going on 7 years. And I'm still in the low ranking where a lot of people don't know that I do my work here. And you know what? That's the way it needs to be, because I'm a truth speaker. I'm somebody that's all about the truth. Tell the whole damn story. Don't leave anything out. Don't be editing it. And that's one of the biggest things about being a teacher and doing healing work. When you're working with clients, when you're working with students, when you're doing it, I hope you're in the house because I'm talking. So when you do not listen to what people are saying, and they're saying you're not ready yet, stop trying to push the envelope and push ahead of it. Stop thinking when you can just send it and then get it. No, that ain't going to work. I'm not going to accept it. I'm not in an agreement with being your teacher. When those of us that come forward, that come to teach, whether you're counseling, whether you're doing body work, energy work, whatever your medicine is, we have a responsibility to not take people into that portal of that medicine if they're not ready. Now, if I tell you to sit with it, I want you to sit with it. And sitting with something means you're sitting with it for 3 days, or you're sitting with it until the next moon. You're going to sit with it to see if it's an alignment for you. If it doesn't align, don't do it. This is what a good teacher does with a student. Now, I could just be some sham or whatever, all about money. I could just be all like, oh yeah, come on in, taking everybody just to get the money, like a lot of spiritual so-called teachers do. They don't check you at the door. And then you wonder why you're purchasing stuff and you're jumping into magic and those circles and not understanding what the hell you're stepping into. Did you even really check out the teacher that you're getting the stuff from? How they walking? Are they put on a good show for you? They're looking like, I come here and I'm in raw form. I'll tell you when I'm having a good day, tell you when I'm having a bad day. I'm authentic. And I know a lot of others who are authentic teachers out there. They come in the raw. We're not the ones all dressed up trying to look all cutesy to get likes and clicks and stuff. We're not those type of people. We're the ones that are going to come on and tell you, hey, this is what you got to do. Hey, you need to show up for this. Do you know how many times I heard from elders, show up, offer tobacco if you want to know or learn something. You don't just walk up to an elder and say, oh, teach me this. That don't go. Pivot, that elder has no obligation to teach you anything. Especially if you don't walk up and offer something and do it with an honor. And say, hey, I really love that song, or I really love what you were teaching about this, and I would like to offer tobacco because I'd like to sit with you to hear the story or to learn the medicine. Would you consider taking my tobacco as an offering to say, I would like to learn this? Now, sometimes you can get a hardcore elder that says, I'm not ready to teach you, blah, 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 blah. I have to see how you're walking your life. You can get an elder like that. But then a lot of times you get an elder and they're honored with the fact they saw your heart. You offered tobacco. You said, hey, I want to learn this. You offered tobacco. So now when you're sitting with a teacher, if you're sitting on their blanket or you're sitting on their broom or you're walking on the path, they want to see if it's a good match. They want to see how you're going to hold the medicine. They want to see your true authentic self. What's all your masks? Drop all your masks. So if I tell you, and you're coming to me, if I tell you you're not ready yet, you're not ready yet. And that's not me as the physical person saying it. That's me because I'm listening to Spirit, and Spirit is already telling me da-da-da-da-da-da. Because Spirit can see things that you are not willing to show me yourself. Spirit will tell me. All right. So those of us that are teachers, honor yourself when you tell a student they're not ready. Because really, it's not about the money. It's about the medicine that is being passed down that'll stay as a ripple effect in this world. Even when you're still here or when you're gone, it's still going to be an imprint here. So if I tell you you're not ready, you're not ready. If I see shenanigans and I see you whip out at me and you get angry and you're having issues, there you go. And then if you're going to still try to force it, it's a no-go until you learn to honor where you are. And here's the thing. If you are an alcoholic, if you are a drug abuser, you should not be trying to walk up on medicine right now. You need to be getting support for whatever your habits are and be willing enough to face your demons that are tormenting you to keep doing what you're doing. And if you can't face that, how can you say you're walking with medicine? Now let's jump into something else. Let's just say, okay, fine. I'm walking. I'm going to go make sure I have support. I've seen plenty of people in support systems, and all it takes is some kind of trauma to happen to make that person fall off of their path. And next thing you know, they're doing it again. How do I know this? Because I've seen medicine people holding medicine, walking it, and then fall off the wagon during medicine time. And they got people out on on the hill, or they got people in ceremony, and they done fell off the wagon. They done brought a storm of energy with them to the sacred site. That's all their emotional, traumatized stuff. Now they're bringing that into the medicine. Now there's going to be chaos. So if a medicine person tells you you're not ready, you're not ready. Don't be trying to press the issue. That's just how it is. Sit with yourself. Be in a compassion place of knowingness to realize and give thanks that the teacher didn't take you on, because that teacher sees it. I've seen the destruction when someone falls off the wagon. You start blaming everybody. I shouldn't say you. I said they start blaming everybody. It's everybody else's fault. But they never look in the mirror and see, I did this to myself. Those who have addiction problems, alcohol, drugs, sex addiction. I cannot tell you one person I know who was sex addiction and what that did. Married to one person and then sleeping with the ex-husband, gets pregnant, and then tries to hide it. And then lies about it. And the people that this person is representing are in Madison. And all this shenanigans is going on. So then another support team has to come in because the teacher has gotten all entangled in crap to keep the medicine stabilized for the people who just went out in medicine. I've seen some shit. And I've been tested by the one the closest was my ex-husband. Oh, he could just lie so calmly. Oh, he could just tell those and make it sound so convincing. And I, being the dutiful, loving wife, falls for it because my husband could do no wrong. He would never hurt me wrong. Because when you're addicted and if you're not getting yourself checked and you're doing a half-assed job of it, you still got those behaviors. As they call them, a dry drunk. They're not drinking, they're not doing the drugs, but they still have the behaviors. So this is where it's the responsibility. Hello, come on in here. This is the responsibility. So when I say you're not ready, you're not ready. I'm not going to accept something just because you want it. There are reasons for that. And when you are somebody who is working with addiction, who is working through that, that's a hard path. That's a healing path. That's a break, a generational energy, a genetic energy. That's an emotional energy to break. And every single day, you got to be in it to stay in it and win it. You have to be strong in yourself and not get triggered. And then if you get triggered, then you're out there drinking or you're out there doing your drugs. No. No. The answer is no, Cosmic Flower. I sent you an email. You're not ready yet. I'm in full swing of medicine today. Look at my face. When a teacher asks a student certain questions and those questions are not answered, no. When a teacher gets a message to say no, I'm saying no, you're not ready yet. You're going to have to walk that path and see how long you stay on it. You have to be. When I saw this medicine man fall off the wagon, and we were in medicine, he was a chief, alcoholic, fell off the wagon right when we're going into Sundance medicine. The storm came with him. There was all kind of chaos. All because he sat in medicine and mhm, and he sat in medicine and got an attachment. So when I witnessed that and saw how that was, I was like, and I had one teacher tell me this, and she too was a recovering alcoholic and a drug abuser. And she said she had been clean and sober for 15 years. And she said, every day I have to tell myself who I am, what I no longer do. And every time when I get that chip, that reminds me of why I'm not doing this anymore, why I'm not drinking, why I'm not doing the drugs. I have a sister, Sundancer, who celebrate her sobriety. It's huge. And let me tell you something. She's been through some shit. So, bottom line is this. When you are in a place of, yeah, it was pretty devastational to the whole community. There you are, right there. 31 years of sobriety, clean, 31 years. Not only when you walk with something like that, you're celebrating the fact that you handle your triggers, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you have support. She's leading by example, and it is not an easy path. So, this is no disrespect to any of you that will email me that want to take on the course. I'm going to ask you questions. If you don't answer them, I'm going to say, okay, it's not a fit because you're not willing to be honest and transparent. So, this is where you actually have to sit back and say to yourself, I need to listen. I need to be respectful. No is a complete sentence. There's no explanations. Okay? So I really wanted to come on and talk about this because in our world, we have all this technology ways of how we can hook into money, how you can hook into other people's information and be selling it and causing harm and stealing and all this stuff. And the main thing is all of us have to really be more aware of people's intentions of what they are asking for and what they want to do. I will know. And Spiral Light is no joke. Spiral Light will bring stuff up. And if you got this going on where you are just now healing and you're going into stuff, this is not something that you want to be stepping into lightly. And like I said, you should honor those teachers who are willing to say you're not ready. I would never go walking up to someone who practiced ayahuasca or the toad medicine, the frog medicine, and saying, "Oh, I want to go learn how to do this and I want to do this." And then if that elder or that medicine person looks at me and say, "You're not ready," I'm going to say, "Okay." I'm not going to go up and go against that teacher and do that. That's not my nature. And trust me, I've been told many times, "You're not ready for something. What else are you still dealing with? You're not ready." And then when I'm ready, the teacher will see it and say, "You're ready now." Hell, I'll know when I'm not ready for something. I'll just straight up say, "I'm not ready for that." I don't have a problem with that. So we as teachers have, yes, divine timing is everything. Yes, divine timing is everything. Don't go rushing into things when you're not really ready. And when I come on, I love the community here. I love having other like-minded people. And then I gotta show up and still rat out things of people who are not here in a good way. They're here to either be trolls, they're in the background trying to see if they can get into someone's account and take their money and all that. I just don't have time for that. There's a lot of goofiness that goes on YouTube platforms. But I tell you one thing, with all the energy that's coming in and all that plasmic light coming in, it's bringing the light to everyone and showing you who and what you are, whether you like it or not. And that's one that walks with what I walk with, and others that walk with their medicine. Everybody has the right to say if someone is ready or not. Everyone has the right to say, "Sorry, I'm not taking that offer," or "I'm not taking that." Everyone has the right to say it. That's what makes a good teacher. Otherwise, you can go anywhere and go take somebody's videos. Go learn, buy your video packages. But those of us that are old school medicine people, the way we walk with our stuff, we're not all out there trying to put it all in a package deal for you. No, 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 no. The way we walk, we honor our space, we honor our stories, where we come from. And people need to honor where you are in your life. If you're healing, bravo. You got a lot of work ahead of you, especially if you're cleaning up your generation, your ancestor bloodline. A lot of us are here doing that right now. But if you are just trying to get to the next thing, doing this and doing that, scheming and a beaming, that's not the way you should be walking. Spirit knows. Spirit sees everything. So when I say it affects everyone, especially if a medicine person falls off the wagon, it's that let me put it to you this way. That whole incident when he fell off the wagon and he shows up for the medicine, the energy that was passed down to all of us that were there was a hard ass year, an emotional, ripped up year. Because if you come in not with a good heart, not with a clean vessel, not rooted in self, ready to be the vessel for source to do the medicine, you're going to pass that stuff on to the people there. And everyone's going to have a hard year. And I witnessed it, and I had a hard year because of this person falling off the wagon. You got to put some time in to see if you have mastered the self. If you have mastered getting rid of the attachments that want you, hey, I know you're not feeling right. Normally, when you're not feeling right like this, you go out there and you go get your favorite drink or your favorite drug. Get that. Make yourself feel all right. That spirit that sits in the background waiting, that maboya, waiting for that little crack to get through. You have to really be strong in the self. So I witnessed it on many angles. I'm not a drug abuser, not an alcoholic, but I'm a daughter of ones that have been through it. And let me share this. I remember back in the day when I had just started stepping onto my path and I was embracing medicine. And I remember back in the day, I no disrespect to you, brother, I'm just saying, that my brother had gotten something. I don't know what it was. And I remember I was at the height of my nursing career. I was just in it, making my money, having fun, doing all my crazy stuff, taking care of the gunshot victims coming in and the overdosers and the moms that had all their drug addict. Oh, they're having a baby now. The baby's addicted to methamphetamines and all the stuff. And height of my career, helping and being of service to people I don't even know. And boom, right underneath my eyes, it was right in my own family. My brother had gotten a hold of something, and something, still to this day, we don't know what it was. But whatever it was, he was seeing bugs all over him. He was pulling at his skin, saying, "Don't you see it?" Whatever it was literally taking his life force every single day. And we were back and forth to the ER and we're trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And then finally he says, I took this drug, I smoked this, and I don't know, and a lot of prayers, a lot of praying was going on, and I had just got taught the owl medicine. And I was wondering why Spirit had me get taught that. And I remember one night my brother was going through it. He was suicidal. He was out of control. My parents didn't know what to do. He was anxious beyond repair. I've never seen anything like that. And I just remember I said, "What do I do? What do I do? I don't know what to do." And I heard the voice, "Take a breath. You have your medicine with you in your car. Go get it." I go, "What is that?" "You have your owl wings. Go get the wing. There's a nasty spirit on him. It's taking his life force, taking him down." I went and got the wings. I got a little sage bundle. I had no idea if I was in a place to know what to really do. I just listened about the medicine of it and da 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 and what the elder was talking about, and I was gifted a set of wings. And I remember I told my mom and dad, "Step away from him." And they're like, "What? He's going, he's breaking down." I'm like, "Just step away." And I said, "Let's get a blanket. I'm gonna lay him down." And I was telling my dad where I wanted him. I was telling my mom where I wanted her. And I was at his head. And I went into this totally trusting that whatever he's dealing with, I was going to see it and I was going to get rid of it. I took a breath. I told my parents, "Stay in prayer, close your eyes, do not look." They closed their eyes. My dad was saying prayers, my mom was saying prayers, and I just said a prayer to Spirit, help me to move out what is taking my brother down. Let me see it. Help me move it out. There was a stillness that came into the room. And I felt this presence come over me. And I took the wings. I said the words, "You don't belong here. Let go of him. Return no more." I went up, cut it. And I cut and I cut and I cut again. And then all of a sudden there was this whoosh that came off of him. And I put my hand right on top of his head. And I whispered into his ears, "You are safe. You are loved. Come back. Be here now. Do not do this anymore. Don't ever touch it again. Start your new life. See who you are. Remember who you are." And I fluttered. Gone. My brother fell asleep that night. First night in weeks he was able to sleep since whatever it was he ingested. And the next morning, he got up, and we're all at the breakfast table. We're eating, and he came down and sat at the table. He had a light around him. His eyes were clear. He wasn't picking at his skin. He wasn't fidgeting. He wasn't doing anything. And he goes, God, I feel so good today. I said, do you remember anything last night? What happened? He goes, I don't remember nothing. I remember I was going to go try to go take a bath and put some oatmeal on my skin, but I don't, didn't make it to the bathtub. He goes, okay, I didn't get to the bathtub. Okay. He goes, but I feel good. And he looked at me and said, thank you. I don't know what you did, but thank you. He never touched that stuff again. So when someone says you're not ready, they're just looking out for your better interests when you are ready. Those of us who are the teachers, sometimes we don't feel good when we have to say that. But we know in our hearts of heart that we have to say no when it's not divinely aligned. And in this days of what we're doing right now, divine timing is everything. It is everything. Period. So rather you are going to those witchy circles, those medicine circles, going on those retreats, all of that, you need to ask yourself this one question. Who is the person I'm getting this medicine from? Ask the next question. Do they walk in a good way? Ask the next question. What am I seeking from this group gathering? Ask yourself the next question. When you get there, does it feel good? Do you feel safe? Is there any little things going off in the back of your head that's telling you, I don't think I feel good with this? So many people have gotten into stuff. And I had to do medicine in Arizona in 2012. I'll never forget it. 2012 in Arizona, Sedona. These two individuals went to some kind of medicine at a retreat. That was a huge thing going on at that time. And they took a course from some medicine people there. And these particular individuals let out some medicine on these people in the classroom. And these two particular people got violently ill, were being physically, psychically attacked by something they couldn't see, and they only got it when they were in that classroom with those teachers. It's two individual teachers that were doing it. And it was something ancient that they were talking and doing ceremony with that got unleashed the wrong way. Had to clean that up. Dealing with some ancient Naga reptilian like snake beings. And literally, the woman who came up to me and another friend of mine's at the time and was telling us a story, we're sitting at the dinner table, we're having dinner, and we're seeing all these scratches just appearing on her face randomly on her neck, but you don't see what's doing it. It's just you're seeing it appearing on her. She's being attacked physically. Boom. And here's where the teachers around the planet, if they're a good teacher, they'll say this one thing if they're going to help you. Tell me the whole story. Don't leave anything out. When this all started. Tell me the whole story. When did this all start? Who was involved? Where did you go? When did it start? What did you pick up? What did you buy? What did you eat? Tell the whole story. Don't leave anything out. If you don't tell the whole story, you only tell the healer half of your story, then the next thing you know, you're going back to the healer again saying, oh, it didn't work. I'm still having the problem. Did you tell the whole story? Or did you edit it? What did you leave out? And as those of us that are the healing teachers, when we're out there and we're going to assist somebody with something, we need to have the whole story. Don't edit it. Don't leave stuff out because you think it's going to be a judgmental thing. Tell the whole story. So that medicine person that you are asking to get healing from, or to whatever it is, why you want to study this and how you want to work with this, they know what to do. So you're not coming back and forth. And even though we'll ask for the whole story, some people still will leave pieces out just because they forgot or they didn't think it was important. All right. So that is the teaching I really wanted to talk about this medicine when it comes to teaching. And those of us, we have every right to be picky when it comes to teaching. Because if you don't learn it right and do it right and walk with it right, and you mess up, that teacher has to come back and clean up your mess to make it right. And I've seen that happen too. Because people walked into something they weren't supposed to walk into, or they weren't ready, or they weren't prepped. This world we live in, everyone is, you want to do this medicine, you want to walk with this, you want to do this. It's not like we just woke the hell up and said, oh, I think I want to be a healer. I think I want to do this. It's not like we went through some trials and tribulations. Blood and skin in the game. Trauma. To rise up and then to walk the path that calls you. This work is not an easy job. You don't hear nobody waking up saying, oh, I just can't wait till I get 21 years old because I want to be a medicine healer and I want to do this and I'm going to walk. No, you don't hear nobody saying that. You hear somebody saying, I'm going to be a lawyer or a nurse, or I'm going to be making so much money. I'm going to have this and I'm going to be looking good for my family. And that's what you hear. You hear the programming of what you are going to be, because that's what you're being told, what you're good for. Until something tragic happens that puts you on a different path, that makes you tap into what your past life used to be of helping people. The old medicine woman or the old medicine man, the shaman sitting off to the side, that medicine is so deep within them, it keeps coming out every lifetime. Oh, yeah, you're studying to be a lawyer. Oh, now you didn't quit your practice. You closed everything up. Now you're doing ayahuasca ceremonies. Now you're studying this. You're sitting up in Peru and learning this. You left all that money behind the corporate world. You're doing what your soul calling is, your dharma. Those of us that are authentic, true teachers have gone through the shits. And we got the scars to prove it. Then you got the ones that are wannabes. They dip their finger here, they dip in here, they take a little from here, they go study here. Oh, I took it down over the weekend. I'm this now. No, you're not. They think because they get a piece of paper that makes them that. Now they can run out and go do it with everybody else. No, they can't. Be aware of who you're stepping into medicine with. Be aware. Even myself. I am fallible. I'm a human being. I make mistakes. But each and every one of us need to be aware what you stepping into. Even sometimes when I see other teachers, they're teaching a lot of occultism and some really strong medicine stuff and magical stuff. Magic's beautiful. I love magic. But sometimes you don't know what the hidden agenda is of the one that's teaching all of that. And what they're linking their students up to. And you have no idea. You just think it's giving you results. It's giving me results. Yay. I'm having more money flowing. Yeah, I did this incantation. I did this, blah, blah, blah. But did you take a peek and see where it was coming from? What you just linked yourself into? I see stuff like that. It's kind of scary. And those teachers don't have no care about who you are or what. They just see your dollar sign, see that you're willing to give them the money, and that's it. No questions asked. Oh, I got another person. I made $10,000 in 3 days. Da, 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 da. I got people signing up. Da, da, da. Who's authentic? I would think you would want someone that's being truthful and saying, "Oh, you're not ready yet." Versus, "Oh, thank you so much for giving me your $3,000 check, your $8,000 dog. Thank you. Yeah, I got a place for you. Yeah, yeah. I'll send you an email. I'll send you all your stuff." That's it. So that's my teaching on that. And when I say no, I mean no until I am told otherwise. It's complete sentence. Period. So my intention was to really talk about medicine from both perspectives. How I was on both sides of it, see it. Medicine is a beautiful thing, whether you're sound bathing, you're doing frequencies, you're doing Reiki, you're doing ceremonies, you're doing the rituals of healing, whatever it is. They're beautiful things. But if you are not ready, in a sense, to hold it, and you're just now getting on your feet, you need to honor yourself in a way where you are sober like 31 years. That's medicine. 31 years. To walk 31 years of being triggered. Something happened to make you, I'm going to do it. I didn't always understand why I had I had to wait. My ego wanted it all. Now, trust the process and the timing. Yes, thank you. Ego always, I want to do it now. I give you this now. I'm going to give you now. Yeah. Very nicely said. Just because you want it now doesn't mean that you should have it now. That's what divine timing and alignment is. Because you get it at the wrong time, it's going to throw you out of sync. Or it's going to be extra hard because it's really not for you. A lot of us have witnessed that. You get into something that's extra hard, it's not for you. But you're going to push through it anyway. And then you end up resenting it. There are a lot of people on this planet who stepped into some stuff and they end up resenting it. And they had to step out of it and avoid where they were because there were people coming after them because they broke away from the group. And we're not just talking basic medicine stuff. There's big group societies out there that don't want you out and about talking about what you've seen or you do in this group gathering. All right. Like the movie Skulls 1, 2, and 3. There you go. I was almost tempted when my dad died. Thank goodness for a strong program that I love my sister. There you go. You got to be ready for all that. That's what we're talking about. Let's say you teachers, let's say you take on a student right now and you know that that student ain't ready. And you go ahead and do it. You said, okay, I checked everything. They're stable. They're not doing any drugs. They're sober. They've been sober for, they said they've been sober for about a month or 3 or 4 or 6 or a year or 2, whatever it is. And then that person falls off the wagon. You have them on your blanket. You have them on your blanket. That's an energy you're going to have to move off your blanket because it's destructive. When you are solid in yourself and you're going to step into whatever medicine it is you want to learn, you have to remember it's a whole. It affects the whole. You learning, holding it, how are you in the whole of it? Because you fall off like that medicine man did, bringing in the storm of destruction. And let me tell you, when I saw it coming and saw what happened and he fell off the wagon, this storm that came in with him, it, as he's walking on the land, the clouds and the lightning and thunder, it was coming with him. And the whole land was full of mud. Like I've never seen before. Where you couldn't drive your car you couldn't do nothing. Cars got stuck, tents, everything, destruction. All because he fell off the wagon during the time of medicine. So, take heed when someone tells you you're not ready. And those of you that walk the path of healing every single day, being strong every single day, that's medicine within itself. That's medicine you take and help others with that have gone through the same thing that you're going through, that you went through. And then you're teaching them the medicine of how to get through that. Took 13 years to recover on the land and community. Yes, it did. It sure to hell did. That's how dark and heavy it was. And it left a signature imprint on that land. And it took that long to clean it up. Yes, it did. So, does everybody understand what I just talked about? Does everybody get it? Just because you think you should be jumping up in it doesn't mean that the teacher who's teaching it thinks you're ready. Have respect and honor that. Okay? Yes. There you go. There's some I'll look at and I'll be like, they're so ready. Come on. And then boom, when they finally sign up with me, I'm like, finally! Finally! All right, I'm going to go ahead and close out with a read of the messages of today. The message I got this morning was, everyone, please pay attention to your bank accounts, how they set up the new system. Whatever's being pushed forward, what's being said, is not what we need to worry about as much. We need to be not worried, but aware of what is not being said and what we're not seeing. They're not bringing forward for us to see. So please keep an eye on your bank accounts. When things start to look a little different, how they flip it, and you have to go through the system differently. Please make sure you check your medical wherever you are of your coverage, because there's a reason why if you go in to get checked for something, they're wanting you to sign this form or something that if your medical doesn't cover this, now you have to cover it. Okay, there's a lot of trickery going on. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing your sobriety with us. Thank you. So please be aware of that. We're going to do the secrets of language, the darkness, and then look at the light, and then we'll look at the animal message. So, yes, medicine talk times. I always try to warn people when those medicine talk times come up, but there's no way to really kind of prep for it. It just happens. It just unfolds. 100%. Yes. And please, if you do not have black tourmaline in your vehicles, please make sure you have several pieces of black tourmaline in your vehicle so that you're driving with that as a shield of protection. So make sure. Let me do this one. Yesterday we got solar flash. Solar flash is right there. I'm mixing it up. It's super rainy over here. It's been raining all morning, all day. How's everyone's 11/11 energy feeling? Hopefully you guys are feeling good with your 11/11 energy. We have another alignment on the 29th. That's another 11 portal. So this portal that is open right now, it stays open until we get past the 29th. Feeling good. Awesome. Upgrades and clearing off the hooks. Yes. Oh my gosh, tell me about it. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. All right. The guided light message is, oh, here we go. The challenger. Your relationship could be challenging you in a very painful way. The challenger. What is the challenger? The challenger. The challenger. Relationship with the self, relationship, how are you seeing that? The divine animal card is the deer. Oh, look at this. The deer, power. Number 11, the deer, power. Look at that. It's beautiful. The deer, power. Staying in your power, but yet and still being in the gentleness of what you flow with. The darkness says this, Notopia, comfort in the darkness. I can't say this word. There's too many NYCTOPIA. Comfort in the darkness. I think it might mean, is it something like fear of the dark? Yeah, the fear of the dark. Shadow mastery. Yeah. Night allows us to integrate, clarify, and strengthen our daytime experiences. This may happen in dreams or points of realization that punctures the darkness of the moment. In sleep, you let go of the conscious thoughts so higher messages can flow into your knowing. So, what is coming up in the sleep, in the comfort, in the darkness? Because it's in the darkness, and here's the message of the light language of it. So, you have the awakening. Can't make this stuff up. My gosh, how interesting! They almost have the same. Hold on. Look at that. Look at that. One's at the dark, one's at the light and awakening. See the difference? The light, almost similar in the same way. Interesting. I'm like, that looks pretty cool. All right, the star codes is going to be Sagittarius, expand. 9, yeah. Sagittarius, expanding. Oh, how interesting. You guys aren't going to believe this. And then the investigate, the Scorpio, the stinger. The stingers are out. What are you feeling stung in? What's the stingers? All right, lovelies. That's today's teachings. That's today's message. Be good to yourself. Much love. It was my intention to just come on and express that medicine in a way that I have personally experienced it, and to be very truthful about that and speak my truth, and why a lot of teachers do what they do. And the good ones, if they care enough about you, they don't just let you come up in there and do it when you're not ready. All right. So get right with yourself. Don't get triggered. Don't get angry. And be true to the self and keep moving forward to know thyself. Then, when you're ready, there won't be any questions asked on that because you'll just show up in your true, authentic self, ready. Got it? Get ready for you. Bye.